These
The 58-page report contains an assessment of the electorate and how it would vote if the 2011 elections were to be held tomorrow. It looked at whom voters were likely to vote for, views on term limits, their trust in parties, and the likelihood of malpractices in the forthcoming general elections.
We think it's important at this point, early in the campaign cycle, to understand what's going on in terms of people's fear and experience of violence, how well they think the electoral situation is being managed. So we think that's important information to know early in the campaign cycle and to get out there so that, potentially there can be a response. 2,000
adults covering 71% of Uganda's districts across all administrative regions were sampled. And from the survey, Afrobarometer found out that preference for democracy still remains high, while the perception of supply for democracy has increased. The report also notes high electoral participation and engagement. However, on the flip side, it recorded increased widespread concern about the likelihood of election-related violence. And it also noted that the opposition has lost considerable ground as the electorate instead rallied around government. The poll suggests that NRM candidates, both the presidential and parliamentary, were preferred by more than 60% of voters.
Even among those people who say they belong to an opposition party, 6% say they'll vote for Museveni.
The electorate was also assessed on the national priorities that they believe the candidates should tackle. Improving public services such as education and health topped the list, followed by the fight against graft and maintaining order in the nation, among others. On governance issues, the electorate favored the restoration of term limits for president. The researchers also posed the question to the voters whether recent events would have a bearing on the forthcoming election. They conclude that the reopening of CBS might have a positive impact on NRM, while the recent terrorist attacks and the conduct of NRM primaries might have a negative impact on the party. However, the sample population remained undecided on whether the refusal by DP and UPC to join the inter-party coalition would affect their ratings. Hilary Isiga, NTV Tonight.